Auzubillahi minash-shaytanir-rajim. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I welcome you all to another class, and inshallah we shall be looking at apiculture of beekeeping. Apiculture of beekeeping has to do with the maintenance of honeybee colonies, commonly in their hives by man, because of some products we get from the honeybees. A person who keeps or manages these honeybees is known as a beekeeper or an apiarist. The abode or where these honeybees are raised is what we call the bee hive. As I've said, man keeps these honeybees because of some products we get from it, or a kind of benefit to man. Man also raised these bees because it's a fascinating aspect of agriculture, where we see a group of social insects in their own natural environment, the way and manner they carry out their activities without anybody giving directive. Everybody who is a member of that particular habitat knows their roles and carry out their role very well. It is also a means of generating income, not only catching fun from rearing this animal, it can be also a source of living for us. And these products we get from these honeybees ranges from the beeswax, the honeycomb, which is built from the beeswax produced from the honeybees. And after building up these honeycombs, they will then carry out another row of depositing honey inside it and capping it up with beeswax again, such that in the hive you will not see a drop of honey on the floor of that particular hive. Part of what we are seeing in the picture is part of the cell that has not been capped by the beeswax, but they will only finish production after capping it up with the beeswax. Another picture we have here is the residual part after the extraction, manually extraction of the honey from the honeybee comb, and it is this that will give us back, after melting this, give us back to this product we as well call the beeswax, which is used in the industry for a wide range of products, as we shall see later on. Now, other products we still get from these honeybees is what we call the propolis. These propolis are just a resinous materials gotten from the plants, whether from the shrub or the bud or the sap from these trees. When they coagulate together, they form a solid mass, and these bees carry this to their hive, which we also call their house. And any crack within the hive or any opening there, they use it to seal it up, such that other insects, rodents or whatever doesn't have access to their hive. Part of what we get from these honeybees is the pollen. Pollen is just as you all know, the male part of a flowering plant. As the group of these worker bees go out to collect the food for those inside the hive, they bring along the pollens, and these pollens are also referred to as the bee bread. they accumulate these pollens on their hind legs, and there is a basket there whereby they pour these pollens, calling the pollen basket. This goes into their internal part and they are converted into a special food to feed the larvae before this bee eventually emerge into an adult bee. The royal jelly is also gotten from the honey bee, and it is a special type of food given to those larvae that will eventually metamorphosize to become what we call the queen bee. All this we shall see later. But not only that, these bees are equally very essential in our agricultural production because they help in carrying out pollination to increase our crop production. And that is little we can say about this particular area of agriculture we refer to as the apiculture or beekeeping. So inshallah now we will go to look or talk about the colonies of this bee. As I've said earlier, I said they are social insects, and this particular social insect we refer to as bee, they are in a colony, and this colony consists of 3 castles of bees, or 3 types of bees live within their colony. The first one is the queen bee, which is the only sexually matured female in that colony, living up to 3 to 5 years. The next one within the colony is a large number of female workers bees, and the last one is a number of male drones. So inshallah we will look at what the function of each of these castle of bees are. So the first one is the queen bee. As I've said earlier, is the only sexually matured female within the hive, and it will try as much as possible to defend her territory by not allowing any other queen to emerge. Anyone that tries to emerge within the colony, the queen bee has a stinger to attack them and kill them. It has the longest lifespan within the colony of living to 3 to 5 years, and within its lifetime is capable of laying up to 1 million of eggs, and per day it can lay up to 1,500 to 2,000 eggs. The body structure of the queen is different from the other bees in the colony, in the sense that its own abdomen is bigger and longer, such that it extends beyond its wings, and the egg lay that hatch into the larva is fed with a special diet that I mentioned part of the product earlier, the royal gel. It is this royal gel that the larvae are fed with before it can enable them to metamorphosize into what we call the queen bee. The only function none of this bee is reproductive function alone, to mate with the male bee that we call the drones during their mating flight or the nuptial flight. So the next one within the colony is the drones. These drones are the males in the colony, and they are the largest except for that of the queen bee. They are hatched from the larvae of the egg laid by the workers' bee, or from unfertilized eggs of the queen during unfavorable weather conditions, such that mating does not take place with the drones. Those eggs are also hatched to give rise to what we call the drones. And these drones, they can be as much as 300 within the colony, and the young ones can live up to few weeks, let's say like 16 weeks, before they end their own life. The primary function of the drone as well is reproductive function only, to mate with the queen, and after the mating with the queen, their own life is terminated, and that ends their own role within that particular colony. The last one is the Waka Bee. These are the most productive or hardworking within the colony, and they have the largest population, that the number could range up to 60,000 in number. They are the sexually underdeveloped females within the colony, and the young ones too live for a short period of time, for about 16 weeks as well. The functions of these bees, as I said, they are the most hardworking set of bees within the colony, and their function ranges from one, collection of the pollen and nectars from plants. I've talked about the pollen, and this pollen is what we give rise within the body of the honeybee to form what we call the larva food, to feed the larvae. The nectar are the sugary substances at the base of the flower, in which these honeybees collect, undergo some processing within their body to give rise to that thick liquid substance we refer to as honey, that will be deposited in the honeybee comb, the empty honeybee comb built with the bee wax we have earlier seen in the picture shown. And is this man is mostly interested in. And this Allah tells us in the Holy Quran too, in Quran 16 verse 69, where he said the honeybees should take from the flowers, any kinds of the flowers, and in their abdomen is this honey produced, so as to serve as food for man and medicine for man as well. Know that Allah has informed us where they get the material they use in producing this honey from. 2, they defend the colony against external attack. They are the soldier in the colony, such that no intruder comes into the colony. Whoever the intruder is, they will sting the intruder to death with their stinger, which will release venom into the body of whatever the intruder is. Another role carried out by these worker bees is the cleaning of the cells and the hive. They ensure the cleanliness and the hygiene of the cells before honey are deposited in the cell, and to get rid of any debris or any dirt within the hive. Another role performed by this worker is the feeding of the queen and the drones. As we all know that the major function of the queen and the drones is for mating purpose. It is this workers bee that will look for food and bring it to the queen within the hive, as well as the larva that has hatched from the egg, a fertilized egg laid by the female queen. Another function is the production of the wax. The starting production process is building of the honeycombs, as I've said earlier, with the bee wax. So they are the one within their body that produce this wax to build the honeycombs before depositing honey inside it. Conversion of nectar into the honey. As I have said that when looking at the first function, that these nectars are collected from the plant. Within their body, it is converted into honey that is deposited inside the honeycombs. And from here, having looked at the colony of the bees, we go ahead and look at the types of bees that we have. There are two major types of bee. Our own local bees, or what we call indigenous bees. A good example is African black bees. And the second type is the exotic bees, which is the western honeybee, European dark bees, and the Mediterranean bees. The indigenous bees are majorly found in Africa or the underdeveloped countries. And the structure of these bees is such that they are smaller in size, they are black in color, and their production rate is very slow. The building of their honeycomb is at a slower rate, and the honey produced is also of small quantity. In a season, they can only produce once. Unlike the exotic ones, these ones, they are bigger in size. The building of their honeycomb is at a faster rate, and they produce a lot of honey, such that in a season they can produce 2 to 3 times in a single season, unlike the indigenous one that only produce once in a season. And this type of bees are found in Europe and other developed countries. So having looked at that, let's see the importance, the general importance of going into a profession of becoming a beekeeper or an apiarist. The first one is that from this particular aspect of agriculture, farmers will earn their source of living and their income from it. 2, it will provide man with food. Honey is a diet on its own. It's a sweetener, and it's also used for some other purposes. Going into beekeeping, one has become employed through that means, and that's why we say it is a source of employment generation. It's also products we get from keeping of honeybees. There are some materials we get that are used in the industry. I mentioned earlier on in the course of this lesson that part of products we get is the honey itself. This honey are used for a wide range of products in the industry. It ranges from pharmaceutical industry to cosmetic industry and the likes. I also mentioned the bee wax that we got after processing or melting the shaft of the honeycombs after extracting locally our honey from it. It is melted into what we call the bee wax, which is also used in the industry, whether for production of candles, polish, and so on. Another importance of this beekeeping is that honey as one of its products is used for a wide range of medicinal purposes for healing of several diseases that is known and tested for. And the last one is that it helps in increasing our agricultural production through pollination in crop production, because as they carry the pollens from the anther of one flower, they transfer it to the female part of another flower. With such, pollination take place, or within the same flower, pollination will still take place that will help increase our crop production. And those are generally some of the importance of beekeeping. And before we call it a day here for this lesson, we would like to look at the pioneers of practical and commercial beekeeping, those that are the forefront of going into practical study and also making it a business, a time business of raising these bees and getting their honey from it. One of those pioneers is Lorena Landstrut, and this is one of the major pioneers because he's able to develop a modern beehive that we refer to as Landstrut. Another pioneer in this field is Amos Root, also A.J. Cook, and equally Dr. C.C. Miller are major pioneers in the beekeeping industry. Inshallah, this is where we will be stopping in this lesson. Inshallah, we will look at other areas of interest as it has to do with apiculture or beekeeping. I pray to Almighty Allah to save all our lives till the next lesson. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.